Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have announcements for our upcoming meetings, and we have two proclamations and award, Community Builders Awards, to be given out this evening. So first, our upcoming meetings. Regular council meetings are scheduled Monday, November 3rd at 6:30. Now, our meetings are usually on Tuesday, but because we have an election on November 4th, Tuesday, November 4th, and we're not allowed to hold meetings on Election Day, we're holding our meeting on Monday, November 3rd at 6:30. So everybody remember to go vote on November 4th. On Tuesday, November 18th, 6:30 p.m., and then we have a work session scheduled for Tuesday, October 28th at 6:30 p.m. All of the council meetings are held here in the council chambers. On Monday, November 10th at 6:30 p.m., we moved the work session to Monday because of Veterans Day on Tuesday, November 11th, and so that will be at 6:30 p.m. Also want to remind everyone that we're in the midst of budget, and our budget meetings, and the public is invited to come and join us at our work sessions. And if anyone wishes to speak, just let me know, and I'm happy to acknowledge any member of the public who would like to speak to our budgets. So we have department budget presentations on Tuesday, October 28th at 6:30. I have a budget work session on Monday, November 10th at 6:30. Another budget work session on Tuesday, November 25th at 6:30, and then we adopt the budget and the levy on Tuesday, December 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And we have two proclamations to be read this evening. The first one is for STEM Technology Week. Whereas the STEM-based technology industry is a dynamic part of Minnesota's prosperous economy and promotion of this sector's strength, success, and high quality of life is an integral part of Minnesota's economic development strategy. Whereas STEM-based companies provide high-skill, high-wage jobs which significantly contribute to Minnesota's high standard of living and economic vitality. Whereas the City of Burnsville has an economic development initiative to grow the base of companies utilizing science, technology, healthcare, engineering, and math. The City of Burnsville ranks 9th in the state for a number of manufacturing firms. The City of Burnsville ranks 8th in the state for the number of information-based firms. And the City of Burnsville ranks 11th in the state for the number of healthcare-based firms. The City of Burnsville ranks 10th in the state for the number of scientific-based firms. And whereas the City of Burnsville takes great pride in its STEM-based companies and their contributions to our community, and whereas the City of Burnsville and the Burnsville Chamber of Commerce, and the Burnsville Egan Savage School District 191 will honor its STEM companies by hosting a career day on October 22nd, highlighting the careers that are available at companies in the Burnsville area. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Couts, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim October 20th through October 24th, 2014, to be Burnsville STEM Technology Week, proclaimed this 21st day of October. And the next proclamation is Make a Difference Day. Whereas serious social problems concern our nation and threaten its future, and whereas connecting with others and working together through volunteer service can bridge the difference that separate people and help solve serious social problems. Whereas we, the American people, have a tradition of philanthropy and volunteerism, and millions of self-sacrificing individuals touch and enhance the lives of millions on the 11th annual day of doing good by giving where there was a need, rebuilding what had been torn down, teaching where there was a desire to learn, and inspiring those who had lost hope. Whereas USA Weekend and its affiliate newspapers and the Point of Light Foundation and its affiliate volunteer center have joined to promote an annual National Day of Doing Good and celebrates the strength, the spirit of volunteer services. And whereas volunteer service is an investment in the future, we all must share. Now, therefore, I, Elizabeth Kautz, Mayor of the City of Burnsville, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim Saturday, October 25th, 2014, to be Make a Difference Day in Burnsville, and urge my fellow citizens to observe this day by connecting with friends, fellow employees, and relatives, and with religious, school, and civic groups to engage in projects benefiting our community of Burnsville. Proclaimed this 21st day of October 2014. And with that, we started our celebration of our volunteers tonight with a reception where we honored all of the volunteers who give so much of their time, their talent, and their resources to our community, and we are deeply grateful. So thank you. And so with that, I am going to be making our awards for our community builders, and if the City Council can also join me, please. This is always a great day in Burnsville, and it's one of our favorites because it's a time where we take time to show our appreciation of the many great works that the people of Burnsville do to make our community what it is. And so we are proud to present our annual Community Builders Award. The Community Builders Award started in 1998, and I remember when we started this because we wanted to acknowledge the people of Burnsville who give so much of their time and talent and resources to make our community a better place to live, to work, to raise our family, and to be neighbors, caring for one another. So each year we have presented this award to individuals, to groups, to businesses that have made a contribution in building our community and making a difference that impact the quality of life of our citizens. And at the same time, I believe in also giving out symbols that people then can wear and remember what that is about. And so there is a symbol of the star thrower. So I'll take a minute to talk about what the symbol is and the story behind it. And it is the symbol of the starfish. And it has to do with a story about a gentleman who lives by the seashore, and it is his tradition to walk along the beach every morning. One morning when he went for his morning stroll, he noticed that the beach was littered with starfish. And as he was walking, he saw out into the distance someone who appeared to be dancing, and he was curious. So as he kept walking, he walked up to this young man, and he said, "What are you doing?" The young man went over to a gunny sack, pulled out a starfish, and skipped over and threw it into the ocean. And that's the motion that this gentleman was observing. The older gentleman looked back where he came from, and he said to the young man, "You can't possibly make a difference. The sun is rising, and it's going to kill all of those starfish on the beach." So the young man went over and pulled out a starfish from his gunny sack, skipped over and threw it into the ocean instead, and said, "It made a difference to that one." My friends, we make a difference every day when we impact the life of one person or one group, just by our interaction, whether that's a smile or something that we have done, that we say that we care. We care about you. We care about this community. And we love you. And so I'll also be pinning you, so I hope you will allow me to pin you with a starfish, and we also have a wonderful reminder of your efforts of building our community. So this evening, on behalf of the City Council and our staff here at the City of Burnsville, we have 7 Community Builders Award this year, and I'd like to ask the winners as you come up to receive your award to please stay. Let's see, we have Marty, our communications coordinator, who's going to take a picture. And then at the end, are we going to have a big picture like we usually do? Yes, okay. Wonderful. Okay, so the first recipients of the Community Builders Award is Chris Knirk, and it is for youth mentoring. For more than 3 years, Chris and Paul Knirk have dedicated their time and energy to support youth through mentoring at Kids and Kinship. And each week they get together with their mentee, and tonight they brought with them Jay Shun to be with us, and this is their young mentee. And what they do is they play board games, they attend sporting events, they bike ride, canoe, and make meals together. And over the years, and continuing today, the Knirks are very supportive of their mentees, seeing them regularly, exploring interests, and providing them with opportunities they may not otherwise have. Paul and Chris are making a difference in our community of Burnsville by supporting and befriending and working with children who need confidence and support. And this award is so deserving for a couple like Paul and Chris who are making a difference in the lives of our young people. Thank you so much for doing that, and we appreciate that so. And then if you will allow me, may I?
Yes.
Thank you.
I trust you.
Yay. And so when you grow up,
You can do this.
you can do this, and you too can make a difference. So the council will come forward, and we'll take a picture. You have everyone?
Thank you.
All right. On 3, 1, 2, 3. And we'll do one more on 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So the next award goes to a group, and this is the Ebenezer Ridges campus in Burnsville. Community service to seniors is how they're making a difference. Ebenezer Ridges campus has been a trusted name in our community since 1976. The campus has grown as part of Fairview Health Services to meet needs for seniors and their families here in Burnsville. As the Burnsville community has changed, so has Ebenezer Ridges campus, which has grown from solely providing skilled nursing to becoming a #1 choice for assisted living and independent living. The community has also come to rely on Ebenezer for transitional living, end-of-life care, adult care, memory care, and child care preschool. The campus also offers many options for community outreach, including partnerships with community groups, churches, and organizations, and is always a willing sponsor of many Burnsville community events, including helping our fire muster parade, senior center events, school partnerships, and they do such a great job in helping us fundraising events for our Burnsville Fire and our Burnsville Police Department. We were just there, was it last week, Chief, that we were there, and they had a fundraising event for our police department for our canine dogs. And Ebenezer Ridges campus is a growing senior community that offers the highest level of care to the residents calling Ebenezer home. So thank you to Ebenezer Ridges. And I believe Peggy, are you here? Yes, Peggy, please come forward.
Thank you. That's
And I
lovely.
get to,
Oh, yes.
yes,
please.
yes. And then I think for
Aaron.
Aaron and Brittany. Okay. And
Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
okay, turn around and read. Please remember.
Hello. Thank you.
Okay. So you get everyone, Brittany? Yep. Okay. No, say
Oh.
no, not yet, not yet.
On three, everybody. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do one more on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you.
The next Community Builder Award goes to Jean Grazzini, and I know Mr. Grazzini is in the audience. Please come forward. Jean Grazzini has given more than a dozen years of service to the economic development activity in Burnsville, serving as Vice Chair and Chair of the Burnsville Economic Growth Committee and the Economic Development Commission. His insight regarding the needs of business and his ability to look at the big picture has been instrumental in efforts over the years to keep Burnsville business friendly. By bringing his experience as the president and CEO of a large company, he has kept Burnsville focused on the needs of business. At the same time, he is able to understand and relate to the needs of the small business owner. And so, Mr. Grazzini, thank you so much for all that you do for our community. And, you know, I know that even though you retired from the Economic Development Commission, you're not going to be going too far.
Not too far.
We're always going to be reaching out to you. So thank you so much, Jean, for all that you
Thank you very
do.
much. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And everybody,
Everybody in?
yeah.
Here we go.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. And one more. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on. All right. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you. Okay. I know that Mr. Schmidt was here at the reception. And I saw Mr. Porter and Dr. Manley, but they're not here. And so what we're going to do, we have Mr. Jim Schmidt, who's a Burnsville Rotarian, and he was nominated for his community service. But we will keep that for the next council meeting so he can be present to receive it. There might have been just a miscommunication with Mr. Schmidt. And so, but he has done such fabulous work for our community through his many years of service. So we will set that aside for the next meeting. I don't know what happened, but he was here. I greeted him, said hello, and congratulated him, but I wondered where it was. But anyway, that's we'll make sure that Mr. Schmidt is here then at the next meeting. So the next award goes to Margot Swanson for International Festival of Burnsville. Margot Swanson has been involved with the International Festival of Burnsville since it began in 2007, serving as the event chair for the last 5 years. Margot has been a fantastic ambassador for the festival and has been instrumental in continuing to build and grow the event. Margot is committed to the festival and works tirelessly to coordinate and promote the festivities, secure grant funds, and find new committee members to help to plan the event each year. As the chair, Margot keeps the committee on task. I know that. I see her emails. And her sunny disposition always ensures a fabulous annual festival. Thank you, Margot, for all that you do. And so...
I want to thank the planning committee for giving our event visibility and vitality, and I want all of you to be with us next July, the 11th, for International Festival of Burnsville.
Yay, Margot.
All right, everybody this way on 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do one more on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes. Last, but certainly not least, is Vicki Roy, who received not one, but 2 separate nominations for the Community Builders Award. From the moment she arrived in Burnsville in 1976, Vicki Roy has been a contributing member of the community she loves. She shares her enthusiasm, passion for learning, and huge heart in everything she does. I know that firsthand. I have served with this woman on many committees and many events to serve our community. Vicki, you do a phenomenal job. So when Vicki and Rob's children were young, she volunteered in the schools, and that involvement led to serving 20 years on the Burnsville-Egan-Savage School District 191 Board of Education. As a board, yes. As a board member, she was committed to student achievement, determined to build support for the school, and unwavering in the pursuit of what's best for students. Since leaving the board in 2011, Vicki has continued her dedication to learners, especially as a champion for the youngest ones. Vicki worked alongside 191 community education staff to secure donations to support Ready for Kindergarten. This program instructs parents of children from newborn to age 5 how to play with a purpose, to build strong foundation of learning and prepare children for success in school, and so much more. Vicki currently serves on the board of directors of Foundation 191, a nonprofit organization created to enhance, enrich, and expand educational opportunities within District 191. She also serves on the selection committee for the Burnsville High School Hall of Fame, and many other boards. She continues to serve our community in many other capacities. It's just too numerous to mention. Vicki, thank you so much for all that you do for our community and for the children of our community in helping them to learn and be better students and to succeed in life. Thank you. Thank you.
I got to have
Oh, thanks. Okay. And
All right. All right, everybody, on 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do one more. 1, 2, 3.
thank you. Okay, now do you want everyone?
Let's do a group photo.
So if all the winners, and so we'll be right up in the front here. Okay, we're gonna, yeah. Bring all your, yes, so all of you get in the middle over here. Come on, Jean. Yeah, you're, yes. That's right. Can you get us all?
Let this move over. All right, everybody in the middle here. On 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's get one more on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vicki. Congress and we'll see what the line. We'll see how it is. Thank you.
I'm just on the voting list.
Stuff in there? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are for that, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't even see.
Well, I did, and I didn't want to, be my luck, I'd drop it in that shower.
Yeah. Thanks for
Just tell Jenny.
Okay.
Yeah, Marty's got it.
Okay, now we'll continue with our city council meeting. The next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to address the council on an item that is not on the printed agenda and not an application form that will be coming before us at a future date? Is there anyone who wishes to address the council? Seeing no one, we will move on. The next item is for emergency items only, and this is additions to the final agenda. Ms. Johnston, are there any additional items to be added? Any emergency? Okay. Members of the council, any emergency items? Thank you. We then move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item can be pulled from the consent agenda for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item on a consent agenda to be pulled for a separate discussion and vote? Anyone who wishes an item to be pulled? Seeing none from the audience, Ms. Johnston?
None from staff, Madam Mayor.
Members of the council. Councilmember Coughlin.
I'd like to pull the grants and donations D, please.
Okay, item D is pulled for a separate discussion and vote. May I have a motion for the balance, please?
So move.
Second.
Councilmember Sherry makes the motion, second by Councilmember Keeley. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And the motion carries. Councilmember Coughlin. Item D is a resolution accepting donations and grants to the city of Burnsville. And our city clerk, Michelle Brooks, is going to be presenting that item. Ms. Brooks?
Oh.
Oh, Ms. Collins.
That's okay.
Her maiden name was Brooks, so forgive me, everyone. It's Mrs. Collins.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, this quarter is actually quite impressive. We did receive a lot of grants and donations. Some of the resolution that you have before you this evening is required by statute. All cities, they're required to adopt, to accept officially all grants and donations that are given to them. And this is something that we do typically on a quarterly basis. But tonight we did have a quite a large number of donations and grants to accept. I went ahead and put them up here for you. Overall, I believe it was over $96,000 in this quarter that we received in both cash and in-kind donations. We also received many grants this quarter, $96,000 in donations and $188,000 in grants. I stand for any questions.
Questions for Ms. Collins? No, Councilmember Coughlin.
I would like, Ms. Collins, if you just take an extra second and just list some of the donors and, what they were given for, and that would be helpful to me.
Sure, absolutely. We received some donations for the fire department. May Weber, Jerome Melhouse, and the Rivers donated to the fire department. We also had LEK Consulting, Vested Interest in Canines Incorporated, both donated to the Canine Fund, and one donated a bulletproof vest for one of our canine officers. Ruthie Vonderland donated for the field bench at Vonderland Field and a plaque. Bolton and Mink donated funds for the garage. Baseball Association 191 donated for Alamagnet Field renovation. Cooley Bank donated to the Burnsville Skate Park, along with Burnsville Rotary Foundation and the Burnsville Lions Club made a significant donation to the skate park. And Burnsville Foundation did the garden at Vonderland Field.
Thank you.
Councilmember Keeley?
I just want to highlight as a representative of the council on the Burnsville Foundation, the significant amount of work on behalf of the foundation for this garden at Vonderland Field. It's sometimes referred to as the Sandlot. It is a bronze statue of a young boy throwing a baseball and surrounded by a garden, and the design is actually the outline of a baseball with a floral garden around the edges and sort of I think it's a pressed concrete through the middle that's been colored, and then there's paver bricks that outline it. It's a beautiful work, and there are several people on the Community Foundation who put their blood, sweat, and tears into that project personally. We're out there for many hours on weekends, late in the evening, handling all those bricks, putting the concrete in, laying the garden together. So thank you to all of those who did exceptional work contributing to this $33,000 value of a wonderful addition to Allen Magnet Park. So thank you to all of them that did a lot of legwork.
Okay. Councilmember Coughlin?
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'd also like to just again note a couple or a few here. For the Burnsville Skate Park, just to let our citizens know, the Burnsville Lions Club just on this one donation, this one event, this
Just
one
one quarter.
yeah,
Good.
donated
A lot of money.
$50,000 to the Burnsville Skate Park. Also, again, the Burnsville Rotary Foundation donated $2,000 to the Burnsville Skate Park, and finally Cooley Bank $1,000. So that's $53,000 that have already been donated this quarter to the Burnsville Skate Park, which helps our young people and certainly saves taxpayer money to go into the skate park. Thank you.
And as a proud Lion, I can tell you that this is only this quarter that Lions Club has given $50,000, because prior to that, they gave $70,000 to the Lions Park expansion, the splash pad. If you remember, we received that, and they also gave $20,000 to the garage. All this year, so the Lions Club has given significantly into making our community a great place for our children, and have contributed quite a bit. And so they're quite invested in our community. So there's a lot of great contributions, as has been noted by Ms. Collins. Just from just the people in the community, just this quarter, $96,000 has been received.
Very impressive.
Yes, very impressive. Councilmember Keeley.
Madam Mayor, if you could recall for the benefit of the viewing audience, what's the total that the Lions Club has now contributed to the Cliff Fen Lions Park? As they gave last year, was it
Yes.
50,000?
50.
$50,000 for the Lions Park, and then $70,000 for the expansion the splash pad, just to continue really the improvements and enhancement of that particular park. And then, of course, to the garage.
Yes.
And then now to the skate park. So their investment in youth and for our community has been really admirable.
Absolutely. I mean, the significance of this, for a city, this is wonderful, because many of our park projects don't get the same attention that our roads and our public safety and other areas get. And so this is where the community has stepped up and helped us complete these projects and enhance these projects. The Community Foundation doing the same, and especially the Lions Club there. We're very fortunate to have very active community organizations like that are willing to put up this kind of money to help complete projects. And I think it actually means more to the community when you have partners like that step in and participate.
Yeah, and let's not forget that I want to make sure that everybody gets their
Rotary Club.
the Rotary Club, that arbor at Nicollet Commons Park, that beautiful arbor that where we hold all of our events, that was $70,000 from the Rotarians.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so they have done that. But yeah, $96,000 just this quarter.
Yeah.
Just this
There's more of the year left.
Yeah.
Yes. And Madam Mayor, and we're required to formally accept these donations over $50 each. But of course, you know, there are different fundraisers and where we receive donations of less than $50 from many individuals that also contribute to these causes.
Okay. Councilmember Sherry.
Well, I just want to point out this, we get this report quarterly, is that correct? And normally we don't pull it out, so thank you, Councilmember Coughlin, for pulling it off and highlighting this. So I think it's a really wonderful time to make a pitch in case somebody out there watching has a favorite department or sees an ongoing project with the city. Mrs. Collins can probably tell us how to go about it. I see, just on this list, the range runs from $60 to $50,000. So, Mrs. Collins, how does somebody make a contribution to the community?
You know, we do have a lot of fundraisers, but really there's no set way. You can just contact the city, and if you want to mail in a check or if you'd like to drop something off, we can...
Yeah.
And this is normally tax deductible, though somebody would want to consult their tax
That's
advisor.
correct, Councilmember Sherry.
Yeah, Councilmember Sherry, there are so many portals. If somebody wants to go through the Community Foundation and just say, this is for this project at the city of Burnsville, so the Burnsville Foundation can get the tax deductible, and it also, I think, with their status, they can also do that. But there are many portals that people can enter and make those contributions.
As well as going direct.
Yeah, and go direct. There, we have a lot of needs in police and fire, and I'm going to make that pitch for our police department and for our fire department, because there's always a great need for the kind of equipment that they need. Especially in police right now, the vests for our police officers, that's a great need. And so I'm going to make that pitch for our police officers, because those vests are very expensive. And yes, it is a budgeted item, but sometimes they're wearing it a little bit too long, and that's not safe, I don't think. So
There are also
I'm making a pitch for those vests.
There are also people like Cooley Bank who they've contributed $1,000 for this quarter, but they have an ongoing commitment to contribute $1,000. I believe it's 5 times, so $5,000 total commitment.
Yeah. And Ms. Johnston, I think I have your name up here. Did you want to say something?
No, Madam Mayor, I think several of the folks have given, Bolton and Mank is another one who's given year after year, and so I think there's just a number of folks that are on the list that have been very generous donors.
And Bolton and Mink is also an angel funder for the Ames Center. So they give that. So people need to, they want to do that. There's a lot of avenues they can, if they're really for the arts, we could use that also at the Ames Center for the Angel Fund.
Absolutely.
Councilmember Sherry.
Well, given that, I hope we've sold a few people out there, and
you're
then
ready to
thanking the
make
people. I would move that we accept the donations for this quarter.
Second.
Councilmember Sherry makes the motion, second by Councilmember Keeley. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay, and the motion carries. So the members of the council, we have nothing on the regular agenda, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
Move to adjourn.
Councilmember Keeley makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Nguyen. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay, and the motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.